On September 18, 1850, President Fillmore signed the Fugitive Slave Act. 8 days later, a man appeared in New York from Baltimore with the power of attorney, claiming that James Hamlet was a slave of Mrs. Brown. The New York commissioner immediately complied. The slave was transported back to Baltimore. $800 was raised by anti-slavery forces to buy James Hamlet's freedom. On December 31st, 3 men appeared at the house of Joseph Miller in Pennsylvania and kidnapped Rachel Parker, claiming she was an escaped slave. A group of 8 immediately organized to pursue them. They arrived in Baltimore to the public slave pen and protested that Rachel Parker was a freeborn Pennsylvanian. Authorities in Baltimore ordered that she be held for trial, and 14 months later she was freed. In February, Frederick Jenkins was found in Boston, serving as a waiter by his former owner's agent. He was arrested, and thanks to legal intervention, he was held over for trial. He was detained at the federal courthouse. A crowd came together and freed the former slave. He was quickly spirited out of Boston to Canada. In April 1851, Thomas Sims was found in Boston and arrested on a bogus charge of theft. This time, the federal building was guarded by a 4-foot chain fence. Sims was eventually carried back to Georgia. In September 1851, Edward Gorosh, a Marylander, and his son arrived at Christiana in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. There were a number of slaves in a home there. Gorosh and U.S. officials went to the home and demanded the surrender of the fugitives. Shots broke out, and in the ensuing fight, Gorosh was killed and his son wounded. Quaker bystanders refused to help the marshals and were tried for treason. They were acquitted, and the former slaves escaped.